The story of the 5 loaves and 2 fishes. It was late in the day, and Jesus had been teaching a great crowd by the hills near the Sea of Galilee. The people listened with open hearts, hungry for his words. But as the sun began to set, their stomachs too began to hunger. The disciples came to Jesus and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is late. Send the people away, that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus looked at the crowd with compassion. He shook his head gently and said, "They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat." The disciples were astonished. "Master," they replied, "we have here only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish from a small boy." Jesus smiled. "Bring them here to me." The people were told to sit down on the grass. Thousands sat in rows, waiting and watching. Jesus took the loaves and the fishes, lifted his eyes to heaven, and gave thanks. Then he broke the bread and handed pieces to the disciples, who carried them into the crowd. Something miraculous happened. The food did not run out. Every hand that reached forward received bread and fish. The baskets kept filling as the disciples moved through the sea of people. When everyone had eaten their fill, the disciples gathered what was left. 12 baskets full of fragments. The crowd marveled. What began as a small meal in a boy's hands became a banquet for thousands. And in that moment, the people understood. With Jesus, there is no lack. Scripture reference: Matthew 14:13-21, Mark 6:30-44, Luke 9:10-17, John 6:1-15. Moral lesson: little becomes much in God's hands. What we think is too small, He can multiply beyond imagination. Compassion moves God. Jesus cared not only for spiritual needs, but also for physical hunger. Faith requires action. The disciples obeyed by distributing the food, and the miracle unfolded through their service. God's provision is abundant. Not only were the people fed, but there was more left over, a reminder that His blessings overflow. Please like, share, and leave a comment if you're not following us. You probably will not see us again. Follow for more.